This is Sengred from the 2. I'm here with Fallout 4. In this video, I wanted to show you my favorite settlement build. Not the whole settlement, just a building that I build in Fallout 4. In this, it is going to be completely... I'm modded up. I have a ton of mods. But this build, I built the very first time playing Fallout 4, a version of it. And over the now years, I suppose, of playing Fallout 4, I still use variations of this build. And so this build I'm going to show you is completely mod-free. You don't have to have any mods. You will have to have DLC to build it. But I find it to be my favorite build, and I'll explain a couple reasons why. Number one, people go overboard with their settlements, okay? What I find is that they'll spend 70 hours in some cases on one settlement, and it looks stupid, and it looks stupid because it's no longer lore friendly. It's so there's so much crap going on that that no one could do this in this world. You know, Diamond City is apparently the biggest city, but yet but apparently you can build this, 50-story skyscraper. I don't like that crap. I think it's not lore friendly. It doesn't look cool. I think it looks hokey. And so I like things to be more lore friendly. So anyway, I guess slight spoilers. I'm sitting here on an island. I could tell you what it is. It's Longfellow's Island, I think. So slight spoilers on location, I guess. But you know I have to be in a settlement to do it. So anyway, here is a version of the thing that I am going to build. Okay, this isn't the version I will be building here, because in order to do this, what I did up here, you have to have a mod called Place Anywhere, which is fantastic, but I'm not going to be doing that on the other one. But this is the gist of the mod, or the gist of the build. So anyway, I have it already set up over here, and we're going to go over here and do this. So what you need in order to build this is only a 3x4 location. Okay, 3x4 location, that's all you need. This location will feed, house, and locate 6 people. Now, why do I do that? Well, because the way the game works is that when you start a settlement, there'll be 0 people there, or 2, or 3 if you're taking over a settlement where there's somebody there. But for the most part, most of your settlements will be completely empty. So you're starting from scratch. You're starting from 0. That means that if you go into your settlement and you build a settlement ready for 20 people right off the bat, it's not going to feel very fluid. It's not going to feel very authentic, in my opinion. So this is set up for 6. Now what this means is that you can build this like I did with that one over there. When you get to about 6 people, you can then come back to your settlement, build your second one, okay? And then on a different spot in the same location. And then when you get enough people, you can build another one again, right? I think that by the time you get to, in this case, 18, 6 times 3. By the time you get to 18, your settlement's reaching a very good size, and it's going to start to get laggy, even with a good computer like I'm running. It's going to get laggy. It's going to get weird. And not only that, it's going to become pointless. You don't gain anything from it, and it starts to look dorky with people wandering everywhere. So most settlements, in my opinion, should be between 18 to 24. That's what you should design for. And if you're designing for more than that, it's just going to be lore unfriendly. It's going to be stupid. You're going to absolutely be crushing Diamond City, etc., etc. So anyway, I like these foundations. I use these a lot. They're lore friendly. They also make it so that you can build on a lot of very uneven surfaces. The one up here I built with concrete flooring, and I think over here I did the same thing as this one. I did the wood. What you're going to want to do is get your 3x4 set up, okay? And then you're going to want to get a ladder or something to go off of when you're staring at your rectangle. One space over on the top left, and one space over on the bottom right, okay? And those are going to be your 2 exits, okay? Now, we're going to be doing this as if there's no mods, and there is not place anywhere. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to get your shack wall tall, okay, which is in wood, or just any wood wall. Okay, you're going to be putting it all the way around except on your 2 exits. See, there's my place anywhere, I think, going at it, but you don't have to have that. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to get since I have the wood wall tall there, which I like, you're going to have to go back into wood walls, go all the way over to the right, which might be less, and you're going to pop this in here. Can I do that now? No. Okay, then I'm just going to put this here and here. This is place anywhere. That's me cheating, so I don't have to go back and forth. You're going to have to go back and forth. And then we're going to go over here to doors. We're going to pick up our powered doors. Okay, we're going to throw our 2 powered doors down here. What is going on? Then we're going to pick this guy back up. So if you hadn't done that, just put it back up. Put it back on. Alright, so we got that set up. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to go back into wood. Now, I'm going to show you at the end here, I'm going to show you a couple different variations of this, but this is one that's, you don't have to have any mods, you just have to have the DLC to get to work. Okay, so we're going to get the shack roof, because we're going to need that. Shack roof will make sure that your happiness rating when you put your beds under here is at max. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go back into walls. You're going to go back into walls. Get your... Did I just pass it? Yeah. No, that's a shack wall low. Did I pass it? No, shack wall tall. Okay, and you're going to be putting another one here. Another one here. You're going to go over to your left. We're going to... Oh, wait. Let's do these 2 while we're at it. Boom. Boom. There we go. Then we're going to get our door. This one. Now this is... Okay, I think you can still walk over this. Okay, there's a little bit of a gap here. I don't know. Let's see here if I can bridge this gap on the bottom. I don't yeah, see? So you can fill up this gap here on the bottom. Nope, I did 2. Don't need 2, only need 1. Okay, that closes off the bottom. It has a little bit of a hanging over, but that's fine. Hanging over effect, that's fine. But it'll look like it's supposed to. I thought that you could get another one on this side too, but apparently not. I'm not seeing that become a reality. Doesn't matter. You don't even need this thing here. This is just for looks. Okay. Well, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going... Did I do that on this side? I did not do it on this side. So you're going to be doing everything on both sides, so... Okay, skippy over. Here we go. Go all the way back. Alright. right, there we go. Then what we're going to be doing, right off the bat here, we're going to structures. You're going to go over to scaffolding. Now, this is one of those things that I think only came in the DLC. You're going to go over to scaffolding, stairs wide. This is the best. Okay, now what you're going to want this to be is right on the other side of this. Okay, so right here, right on the other line here. You can give it a little smidgen over. And then you're going to bring this guy as far over to the left as possible. Now, I can place anywhere, so I can throw it over here, but you won't be able to if you don't have mods. So you're going to place it there, as close to the wall as possible, resting on this thing, which it did. You guys should be able to walk up this nice and easy. You then put another one here, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, we're going to throw this one down. We're going to get him into place. We're going to move him over as far as we can to the left, so here. And then we're going to even this guy out to about here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to give this guy the secondary dude. Then we're going to go over into the frameworks. We're going to go over to the far right, farthest right. We're going to put this guy on here, on to the right, okay? So you should come up and it should look like this, okay? Then we're going to pop another one on here. And pop another one on here. Okay? So we're now 3 deep down. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to do the same thing. I screwed that up. A little bit of a delay there. I don't like you. You're not being friendly. Whoa. Okay, these scaffoldings can present problems sometimes. Oh, see that? You just have to learn that sweet spot for some reason. So, there you go. Okay, now a little trick here that might make your life easier is that sometimes if you have a hard time placing this one here, if you go on the outside here, place this one here, sometimes it's easier to place that and that, like I just did. See how easy that was? And then once you have this one sitting in place and this one sitting in place, then when you try to lock this one in place here, it'll be locking in not only this one, but it will also have a chance to lock into this one, which means that it'll be a lot easier to place this one. Then once you do it, you just get rid of these two. Storm in your inventory. Now see, this comes out and it lands right on the outside of your place. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the floors. You're going to go over to the right. You're going to lay down your scaffolding floor. Boom, here. You're going to lay down your scaffolding floor here. Oh, that's another thing that I don't like about stuff. So there's some really amazing work being done by modders to make this experience fun and cool. But then some of them go overboard. I think one of those is Sim Settlers. I really like what they do, but like the one of the new aspects is that they allow you to let them build the settlement for you. And one of the things that they do is that they expand, right? Like, so people who are very creative in games, they like to expand. So they'll put a little home here, and then a home over here, and then another little place over here. And what that is completely unrealistic, okay? Everyone will die. In this kind of situation where you're in this pretty much anywhere in Fallout, where there can be super mutants, there can be raiders, there can be things that can show up and murder you at a moment's notice. What people do is exactly what they did in feudal times, which is they don't expand, they get denser. People become closer together because it becomes a lot easier, A, to defend, but B, it becomes a lot easier because of expenses. This is cheaper to do, to build something this compact, this tight, than it would be to build everything all over the place. And so anyway, so I'm not a big fan of how much they spread everything around. The other thing is that what I like about this is that you are doing this primarily as a Minuteman. Because if you're playing a Raider quest line or doing any of that, Raiders just take. They really don't build very well or do very much. So you're not doing it from them. You're not doing it for the Institute. You're not doing it for the Brotherhood of Steel. So the only people that you're really doing this for the Minutemen. And the Minutemen are poor people. They're not very well off. And so what would you expect a group of Minutemen to build in different settlements to expand their influence and to defend the area? Well, you'd expect things like this. Things that you could throw up just like the Brotherhood of Steel does, except they throw up major heavy defenses, but they're compact like this. And so anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you here quickly the defenses. Now, the guard posts, in order to do what I did over there, you're going to have place anywhere. And, but, so let me just show you that quickly, and then I'll get rid of it. Okay, place anywhere, and what you do is you bring it right up to this, and you just click it on like this, okay? You're not going to be able to do this without place anywhere. Do the settlers know how to use this? Yes, it's completely fluid. They'll come up here and they'll use this, okay? So it's pretty awesome. So you just will kind of click them all on here. Now, if you don't have place anywhere, you're not going to be able to do this style, okay? Now, what the only thing you're going to have to be worried about is that don't build the defenses on both locations. Because the AI is absolutely stupid. And if you build these guard posts here, and then build some guard posts there, and then somebody gets assigned a defense, they might assign this guard post here, and one over there to your settler, and you don't want that. You want one settler sitting up here in this lookout, and he'll be looking out over here, then he'll move over here, then he'll move out over here, okay? Fantastic vision, fantastic defensive capacity from up in this little place here. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to get your settler, assign him to this, then he'll get auto-assigned to these three. Then you build the next set, okay? But if you don't have place anywhere, no fret. If you have I'm assuming the DLC, you will get this guard post. Okay, the guard post, as you can see, will go green right there. Which means that you don't have to have place anywhere. You don't have to have any mods. Okay? Place anywhere is not needed. You can go boom, boom. And then you can get this guy green right here. Boom. Okay? That's green. So this is solid. You can build this. And this is what I originally did. So the person would just hop up on here. Because they hop up and they'll just sit here. Then he'll sit here. Then he'll sit here. And it works. The only other thing that I might add is you could add here a wood on either case, right? So if you did the place anywhere or not, it's just to place a little balcony piece here, okay? Because if you had the guard things, it looks much better, much tighter. Because the other thing, this will go right up to it here. See? And so it looks pretty darn tight. Pretty darn tight here, and you can get your full wrap around here. So anyway, that's what you do. Another thing that you can do with these defenses here is that you can go into your scaffolding structures, scaffolding. Now you're not going to want to do the full size one like you did before. Just do the half, okay? And throw your half right on here. Okay, which is pretty cool. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to give yourself some turrets, heavy gun turrets or whatever. Now you can see, you can put these guys on here. See, that's a green. So I'm not using place anywhere. And you can get these guys up here on this thing, okay? And you can place three. I've placed three on here without place anything. Where the other thing is that sometimes it's tricky. But sometimes you can get them to, as I just showed you, stick onto this. Okay, so you can actually do it like this. So you can get your guy here, right? And you can move your guys like, okay, just get to the very edge, right? Until you can get 3. I have gotten 3. Sometimes you have to, like, put one guy more on the back or something and then move this guy up more forward like this. But you can definitely get 3 people on here, right? See, this guy's not on here. See? So there. So this, this shows you that you can do this without place anywhere. And then you can once you have them all on here safely, throw them up here. Okay? Looks pretty cool. Adds a secondary defense, and you don't need any power to do this. Now, you could replace these with missile turrets or whatever else. You could also, and see, this is what I'm talking about with the variations. You could also switch out, like, this bottom one or the one that we were just on, like this one right here. Okay? You could switch those out instead for this, no, wrong one, this one, okay? So it's smaller, and then what that enables you to do is you could put this smaller one here, put another one of these guys, put some turrets on it, put this guy down here, put another one, and layer it, so then you can have layers of defenses or turrets, but once again, don't go overboard. I think 3 is somewhat reasonable, okay? But anyway, you can do whatever you want, but what we're going to do now... Oh, you know what we'll do now when we're up here? So, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to get our power. Now, my power generator, the windmill, I have a mod to bring it up to 10 power, but you're not going to need that. It doesn't matter. You're just going to throw this guy down over here. Okay, well, that's good enough. You saw that I didn't use place anywhere to get this guy up here. That's not a big deal. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this guy and this guy to power him. Why do I use windmills? Well, because in the game, the windmills only produce a little bit of power. They're also silent, which I like. But as you can see, I didn't have to use anything weird to throw these guys up here. It looks pretty cool, nice and tight and compact. Then what we're going to do is we're going to... oh, I have one more door I need to put up. So I have one more door here that I'm going to put up here. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to remove this shack floor. Just put it back in your inventory or whatever. Throw this guy up. This is not right. I'm sorry, this is wrong. It's not the shack. It's not the shack floor. It's the shack roof. It's the shack floor. So we're just gonna put this guy to the side here. Where we're gonna put him right behind me. Just put him right behind me here, just for temporary sake. Okay. Now we're gonna get this door that I stored here. Ah. There we go. And we're going to get this floor back. Perfect. Okay. So I wanted that door. Then what? I want another door, so let's put this guy out here for now. And then once again, I'm using tall walls, so I'm going to be going back into wood, going into walls, getting the wall divider, and I'm good to go. Then what we're going to do, same thing. We have this floor here. Oh, son of a beep. Okay. Come over here. I just want him. You won't be able to do this without place anywhere. You're just going to have to store it when you do this. Power was on the outside. Power was on the outside. We're good to go. Okay. This guy's back in place. We are good for business. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into power. We're going to go into generators and switch. You're going to go over to the far right. Now, this might be a DLC thing, but it's not a mod thing. Nope. Conduit, I'm sorry. Go over to the far right. Okay. Then we're going to be getting the conduit switch. We're going to be putting this guy on the floor here. Now, you're going to see the green. You're going to move him as far over to the left as you can. Far into the back wall as you can. And you're going to be planting him, okay? This is where you're going to be planting him. Now, you don't need place anywhere to do what I just did there. Okay, then what you're going to be doing is you're going to go into conduit while we're here, do conduit up. This one. Place one here. Conduit up. Place one here. Okay, we now have conduit here. We're going to get this guy. We're going to connect him to the door. Okay. I did not do the spacer here. Okay, so we got that. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back into the conduit. Go over to the far right. I'm going to show you an easier way to do this, but this is the easiest, an easier way to do this if you have place anywhere, but we don't have place anywhere because we're going mod free. So we're going to go here and here. Okay, that's as close as I can apparently get it. We're going to go up, and we're going to go up, just singles. One out the back. And one out the front. Connecting it to the power. Bada beam, bada boom. Okay, then what we're going to be doing is out here is we're going to be getting the connector and switch. Go over to the wall one, this one right here, that's facing out. Okay, you're going to be able to plug this guy anywhere up on here. See, this is, I'm not using place anywhere. It's solid green. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get this guy connected to this. See, he will go over this. And we're going to get this guy, and we're going to connect him down to this one. Bada beam, bada boom. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get this guy, if we're lucky, and we're going to connect him to this right here. And we're not lucky. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes if you set that thing perfectly, you can get that to work. Have no fear. You're going to go to this, one straight down. You're just going to place him like right here next to this guy. See that? And then you're going to connect him to here. This will help you wrap it around the corner here. And then connect it to your windmill. Okay? Now, what has this done? This has created a fantastic appearance of security in your little place, because you can go over to this door and shut it. Okay? So now this place is defendable. Okay? And what is this? This is going to be your place to sleep. Okay? They both now work independent of each other. Okay? Oh. Okay? So anyway, you would do the exact same thing over here. So to save time in the video, I'm just not going to do that. Just like I didn't do it with the defenses. Okay, so, but what I will have to do over here is add a conduit. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to throw this down here. And why do we have to add this? Because this is what's going to give us light. So I like to use these light bulbs. Why? I think they're cheap looking, and I like that because once again it feels like this is something that would be possible for these people to produce, the Minutemen. So you can throw one in here, and you can throw one down in here. Okay, and it looks nice. So we're gonna go over here real quick. Throw down here on this bar. I'll mention a variation at this point in time. So variation is that you can get this switch here to not only shut this door, you can have this switch here power a light. Okay, so you can get something like this. Conduit. No, radiator would not work in this case. Or this. An actual conduit light. I think that this would work. Okay, and you could remove this, so then your room is powered like this. But then when your guy is going to sleep, this is just one example, because you can do the other thing I was going to show, right? And when you go to sleep, The door shuts, the light turns out, right? Pretty cool. So it adds a lot of immersion, that you could say, to this settlement here. Another thing that you could do with this conduit, as I was showing you, is you could do an up switch like this, right? And then you could just connect this to any light source that needs to be actually physically connected. Like, I don't know if this one needs to be physically connected. Yeah, see how this one needs to be physically connected? There you go. So here's another variation of the exact same thing. You have light in here with this doohickey, right? Let me go back in here real quick, and you can kind of change them to be like this or whatever, you know. It doesn't matter. And then you shut this, the light goes off, okay? So you can add some pretty cool variations for this, and this is with the conduit. Okay, so we'll get rid of this for now. We'll add the conduit on the floor just because that seems to be an easy one just to throw down. It's a 4 conduit. Like I don't think there is another one that is just a 1 or just a finishing one. That'd be kind of cool, but anyway. Done. Okay, so bada bing, bada boom. So what do we got here? Okay, now you're going to need water. Oh, well, let's say at this point in time, you could also start recruiting people. Okay, well, at which point in time, because you have the power. Then you just go to power, go over to miscellaneous, recruitment beacon. Now, you can stick this guy anywhere. See, you can stick him right here. And then you could just have him go right down into this. See? And now he's recruiting for you, and it's sitting up here, and it looks like it's supposed to be here. Okay? You're starting to get the look of a settlement that's really compact, really tight, really nice. So, anyway, we're going to keep building in the middle of the night, which I know is going to upset some people. Okay, I'm using place anywhere. No, forget this. People are going to get confused. Okay, so what we're going to do now is so we now have some people showing up, let's say. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get some water pump. Why? Water pumps are really cheap. Water pumps are realistic. And what you're going to do is you're going to go out of your settlement here. You're going to find the 2 closest places that you can right here and here, see? And just place 2 of them. Okay? Outside of your place. Okay, people can walk out, get some water. You don't have to use a shack bridge here. The easiest thing that you can do here is just use an actual ladder, a nice wooden ladder. It'll also work, and it'll connect right to the wood frame here. Okay, and you just do it on both sides here, wherever you have some room. Right, whatever it looks good. Okay. This will give you a little bit of a leeway on your water. Okay, so now you have 9 water. It's just sitting right outside your place, which makes sense. I built this attached to my big wraparound porch here. Big wraparound deck. Oh, I screwed that up. Screwed the pooch on that one. All right, let's go in this way. Okay, so what do we have now? We have water. Okay, now we need food. Now, what you're going to do for food is you're going to go over to resources, miscellaneous, and you're going to throw down a garden plot, and you're just going to throw it down here in the middle, okay? This doesn't take a lot. You only need 1 garden plot, and you're going to throw it right down here in the middle where you can get rain, where you can get sun, where it makes sense. Then you're going to go over to food, and you're going to go over to mutt fruit because they're the only ones that matter because they count for 1 food. All these other ones only count for half food, which means that you're only going to need to be able to stick. See, I don't have place anywhere. This is pure green. You're only going to need to be able to place, see? You're only going to need to be able to place 6 because your settlers can only do 6 at a time, okay? So there we go. Screwed that one up. There. Okay, so place anywhere not used. You now have 6 food sitting here. Now you assign a settler to here. You have 6 food. Now what did I say that this little outpost would house? 6 people. Okay. So now you have your 6 food sitting here in the middle, and you didn't need to use any mods. You didn't need to use, and not only that, you didn't need to use anything complicated. Okay, so I don't need any extra, things to get any of this done. In fact, if you don't want to use this windmill here, which I don't think it requires, the windmill requires. Does the windmill require anything? So the small generator doesn't. That's all you would need. Okay, a small generator would power everything that you're powering here. A couple lights, a couple doors. That's all it's powering. Okay, because unless you want to go with a different style of turrets, which do require power. I don't. I stick with those. I think that's more realistic, but whatever. I don't think any of these require. So that one doesn't require anything. The jet windmill. That's a mod. This requires science 4. But I'm not using that. So that's the only one that has any requirement. So anyway, these little battery generators here, this is a mod, fantastic to use as well here. But anyway, that's another variation, but you'd have to have mods for that. But where am I at here? Okay, so what else can you produce here? So you have in your settlement, it houses 6. You have your 6 food. The water doesn't require anybody to get it. You then need 2 defenders. So there's 1 defender here, 1 defender here. Okay, that's 3 people. You have 3 people left that are not doing anything. Okay, what you're going to want to do now then is get your stores here. Now there's 6 stores total. Okay, which means that when you build this one, there's 2 stores. When you build your second one, there's 2 more stores. And when you build your last one, there's 2 more stores, so 2, 4, 6. So you'll be able to get every one of your stores in here, okay? Your general store and your clinic are going to be your 2. You're probably your best. I don't know. I would probably be the first 2 I get, unless you really want ammo or then maybe weapons or whatever. But let's just throw one of these down here, okay? This is a mod, but we're going to go over to this one, okay? Now this one here is not a mod, and it's level 3, okay? If you're going to do level 1s earlier on, like this one, you can fit this guy anywhere, pretty much anywhere. It's super easy, but I want to show you that you can even fit your level 3 in here, and in a way that I think looks still pretty cool, okay? So you're gonna want to get him as far out, or far in as possible, more towards me maybe. Yeah, so it needs to clip around there. So you can clip this thing right here. See, I haven't done place anything yet. Placed anywhere. Okay, and I can clip them right here. Now this gives me, didn't quite get it. Gonna have to curve it just a little bit. Okay, now this gives me enough room, yeah, see, to walk around here pretty easily. Okay, but you don't have to clip it around here. I just do that. You could also put it all the way up here. Okay. All the way up here, okay, giving you plenty of room to walk, and you haven't had to use place anywhere. Super easy to walk around. And where would you purchase? Well, you'd purchase right here. Okay, so he's standing in a somewhat reasonable location. You can, I can get all the way over to here without using place anywhere, so it's right here. And then you get your armor, okay. And you do the same thing, just on the other side, right here, okay? So you now have my armor guy here. I haven't used place anywhere, and he's right here in the middle, okay? Everything's super tight, everything's super compact. Everyone's getting their lovin'. Now, see, if you... what do we have now? So we have 1 food. 2 defenders, that's 3. 4 and 5. Okay, we have 1 random dude. Now, what would make the most sense for this last random dude? Scavenger. Okay, so you go to resources. You get your miscellaneous. You go over till you find your... Or maybe I passed it already. Nope. So go over till you find your scavenger, which this is not a mod. Scavenger. Okay, now this guy, it's really easy. Okay, you can place this dude anywhere. Place him right here. Okay, I don't have to have a place anywhere. Boom. Here you go. Okay. Now you have your 6 people. They all have a job. They're all going to be doing something. And it's all tight, all compact. It's all beautiful. And what do we have here? We have layers of defense here that can prevent people from coming in and getting you. And I think they look gorgeous. I think these little buildings look gorgeous. Now, see, if I was a modder, what I would do, which I'm not a modder, is I would get this entire blueprint of this building and I would put it into one thing, okay? It wouldn't include any of the items. It wouldn't include windmill. It wouldn't include the food or anything. It would just be the actual building attached to this flooring. And I would just allow you to build this whole thing as a blueprint, boop, and put it down somewhere. Super easy. Super nice. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so one last thing, the beds. Okay, so you have this place, which is your beds. This is your last thing. Now, I have mods, but this bed here is your smallest, safest bed because you can place the most amount of these beds in a single location without screwing with the not being able to place anywhere. Okay, so you could set 3 of these guys up really easy in this area here. Okay, so here's 1, here's 2, you know, here's 3. So you could do that. Okay, here's 3. You could definitely fit these 3 in here, and then the smallest I think total for total area is the actual sleeping bags. These are still the smallest. You might even be able to get these to go side by... Nope. Can I get it to go this way? Yeah, I could... Even with this light, you know, I can get this to go sideways here, which means, you know... Yeah, super easy. Super easy to get 3 sleeping bags in here. Boom. Okay, so... Here's your location for 3 people. Okay, they want to come in here. It's dark at night. They want to go to sleep. They just go, hey, I'm taking my shot eye. Shut this. It's now dark. This is my Pip-Boy. Nice and dark in here. They're going to take a nap. Okay, speaking of which, let's take a nap. Not for 1 hour. I screwed up there. Let's take a nap until it's light outside and I can run over there and show you my another couple variations of this. So we're going to go... Actually, is it already light at 4:30 in the morning? No. Let's go 7:30 just to be sure. And then we'll end this video. But I've seen a lot of building, and it's all built for impressiveness and just, oh my goodness, look at this impregnable, you know, huge fortress. Yeah, completely unrealistic, completely dumb. This, in my opinion, is a nice compromise between, you know, looking good, looking effective, and being cheap enough and effective enough that a Minuteman would actually produce this. Now, you're talking about the only thing left is your artillery. Well, you could put your artillery right here, right in the center of this. Maybe put a wall around it or whatever. But anyway, and then you could throw some outhouses out here, out in the open, near your location. That was just there. I just kept it. But anyway, so this isn't going to work unless you have place anywhere. Just a little FYI. Here's a variation of it. Okay, so I use, this is Sim Settlers, and I throw down my agricultural interior right here into the middle. Okay, and it works out pretty good. You might have to, if you don't like this, you might have to stick a half wall here in the back or something like that. If you don't want to use the windmills, like I said, I threw small generators here. If you have place anywhere, an easier, even quicker variation is to have the small generator go to a switch on the wall and then just stick a conduit down, a conduit up, and throw it across, and you're done. Okay? I like this one. I like having the train cars in here. I think they look cool. So here's a variation that you could do, and I stick my lights running down the middle of it. You then in this one, you would use a level 2 store, okay, and you'd stick your level 2 store right here facing out. So here's a variation for you. So here's your level, because it could fit a level 2 store here, okay, and you could have it facing out like so. Or if you get the mod that puts these little cash registers down, okay, which is a fantastic mod, and you combine that with a furniture mod called Do It Yourself Clutter, which is also awesome. You can then, what you can do is you can throw this down here, and if you have place anywhere, you can do this really quick. So you can throw this down, then you can throw this down, then you can get clutter here. And let's say this is going to be my weapon shop. I throw down this, then I throw down that, then I throw down this and that, and all of a sudden this just looks awesome. I'm going to throw, you know, an army bag on the counter here. And then you're going to go over to stores, go traders, go to, no, not traders, weapons. Then go over to a level 3 weapons person, and then just throw your cash register here. And you want it to be as close to the edge as possible, because the person who did this mod successfully made the people stand here and put their hands on the counter. And it looks pretty darn cool. And here you go. So you walk in here. Here's your level 3 store sitting right here with the people in the back. Okay? I think that's a pretty cool variation. Here's another mod that adds a variation. You go to beds. I go over here to my snap beds, which has to be the best mod around, period, for beds. You go to snap beds. You go to the bed frames. You do to these hanging walls mattress frames. You put them on the wall. The first one's a little complicated, but once you get him on, this guy will click on top of him. And then I just free throw some pillows on because they don't snap. So I will just free flow like this and click a couple pillows on, and it looks pretty cool. And I put red sleeping bags in here with the red, and if you go over to the other one, I have blue sleeping bags. So anyway, I have this. Wrap around. I think this is a cool variation. Oh, I also did cement floors here. It did a wood staircase here. I did a concrete foundation for this one on the rock. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So what we're gonna do? Here's another variation. If you didn't want to do Sim Settlers, the potted planters. Is that what it's called? Is a fantastic mod that allows you to put planters down, and the planters, if you put 2, 4, 3 of them down, 2, 4, 6, that's one person as well, and that makes the inside of your place look a lot cleaner than what I did over here. But see, isn't that just so cool? It's so tight, and it just looks nice. You come in here, and it just looks so nice, these tight little places. But see, this food thing in the middle can look like a mess. So those planters can make it look a lot nicer, in my opinion. See, and then you look up here. It's a nice little look here for the top. Let's do it. Alright, so let's go over here to my last one here. So you see with this one, very similar to the other one, I just used blue. Right? I have this one with the wood foundation. And with a little walk around here, I put my waters out here for this one. Okay, you can walk under here, walk under here. I have my overhang here. And everything else is exactly the same. Okay. And I have my smooth as silk connection here. And then I just added blue sleeping bags for the blue. And 2 little small generators here that ran my thing. And from here, I just added my small generator here, and I just stuck one power conduit up here, and that's long enough to power these 3 lights. And bada beam, bada boom. Looks really tight, looks really cool. And as your settlement grows, you just add a new one of these every single time. So now I'm at, this can hold 6 people, this can hold 6 people, and this can hold 6 people. So if you have some things like Sim Settlers, these food things are slightly different. They'll start with 2, so this guy's only actually producing 2 food now instead of 6 food. So he'll only produce 2 food, but then it'll eventually upgrade to 6 food, and then it'll upgrade to like 14 food or something. So it becomes a good payoff, you could say, in the long run. At which point in time, these places can support more than 6 people. I throw 4 beds in here just because I think it looks nice. At which point in time, this would house 8 people. So this would hold 16 people, then this would hold 24 people. Okay, so this would hold a max of 18 to 24 people. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you were having a little trouble, what I really wanted this to do is for people who don't use a bunch of mods, that want to get into the building here. I don't believe there's a lot of solid little bases that you can build from the ground up that look cool, that are functioning, that have some cool things like opening doors, etc., etc. Really quick before I go, I just thought here's another cool thing that you could do is those outhouses, which I think are right over here in the barn section, and they're probably in miscellaneous. Yep. So here you have your barn outhouse, and they're very easy to do. Here's one that's complete, okay, and you just stick it down, right? It's not very complicated. So you have your base here. Want your people to come out here or whatever. Well, okay. Here's their outhouse. Okay. Then you just stick their outhouse seat. It'll lock. There's your door. Done. Now you've got a cool little outhouse. You're starting to create a place that looks very realistic, very, I believe, lore friendly, and it upgrades. So you'll start off with 1, and you'll be like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Then you'll get 2, and then you'll get 3. And if you wanted to do Sim Settlers, this doesn't take away from that either. So it's not like, as I said, it's not like this is something I did at the very beginning and I don't do anymore. This is still one of my favorite builds to do because it's so versatile. I could go over here and build a factory if I really, really wanted to, out in the middle of nowhere, right? Which is probably where it would be. Your places of work, like your certain locations like that, wouldn't be as protected as where your food and where you slept and your fortifications. So anyway, I hope that this helped, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you were looking for a simple base to build to get yourself started in this, I hope that this whet your appetite. I hope that this gets you interested in it, because I was one of the few people, I think, that truly enjoyed this aspect of Fallout 4. A lot of people did not like this. I loved it. And I think that the problem was people just couldn't get started. It was too daunting. That's my opinion. So I hope this helps you. And have a good one. This is Sencrad signing off.